practice this, okay? Practice the first part of this, just into a down, you know, vibration with the remote collar, because this, again, allows me to communicate with him while trying to reach back. So again, you don't want to get yourself in a bad situation when you're driving. And so this is for the back seat. So right here, you know, again, I talked about how it is that dogs want to get up in the front seat, and that could be a possibility. Understand that, you know, if I want him to be in the front seat, that could be okay, but once he's in a follower role. So what I would recommend is start with the back seat, you know, because again, you want to fix this issue properly. So, you know, I'll focus on having him as a follower in the back, because that's going to really, you know, cause him to be disagreeable, but for a reason. Okay, it's kind of exposing the issue. So getting him to be a follower in the back first and really relaxed, and then bringing him to the front. But then even when he's in the front seat, getting him to go into a down. But again, you're dealing with a bigger dog, you know, better that they're in the back seat anyway. Smaller dog, you see on some other videos I'm actually doing with the small dog in the front seat. And again, especially getting into service dog training and support and those type of things, well, the front seat obviously is the place you want the dog to be. But again, as a follower, that's very, very important. Now here, again, I have the leash here. So I'm just going to take a hold of it loosely. Okay, so I have it here as an extra kind of tool if I need to do anything. But again, the remote collar, okay, just again on vibration, okay, that's going to be kind of my communication tool. And again, right here, I want him to relax. I want him to stay in the down position the whole trip. Okay, so when I start to move here with the vehicle, which I'm going to be doing here in a moment, you know, I'm going to kind of keep an eye on him and make sure he's staying relaxed. And again, when you first start to do this, and again, if you're, you know, taking steps, you're doing this in stages, then when you start to move and you get to the point where your dog is very relaxed or pretty relaxed, then just go around the neighborhood slowly. You know, don't go out on the busy road. Just do this in stages, okay? Just want to do this in a safe way. And again, the remote, this is where, again, a remote collar comes in handy. Now, the other thing about remote collar, if you're going to start using the shock at a certain level with the dog, that's a sign that you need to invest more in the actual method. So here, you know, kind of preparing the way through the board and train process and getting, you know, Kobe to really relax. And so this is a tool in the crate. You know, he starts to understand, it makes sense to him. Okay, right here, as soon as I used it, you know, immediately, you know, he responded. Went right into it down here in the vehicle with vibration. But again, if you have to use the shock on a dog, that's a sign you probably should spend some more time kind of preparing the way. You know, in terms of, you know, again, I talk about a intentional interaction-based approach. You know, how that, you know, how it influences the lines, how it changes perception of dogs the right way. So you want to stay away from bribery. Okay, he starts to use treats. You know, you may motivate the dog to get in the vehicle, but then you're not taking away the stress. Okay, the dog's going to be very stressed. It's not going to be good for the dog. So here, this is about relationship. So very relaxed. So I'm going to start to move with the vehicle, and as I move, again, I'm assessing. So as I start to move out with him, now be firm too. You'll hear me be very firm in my voice for him if he comes up to go back into a down. And so that's where I want him to be. Now going to a drive-through, that's another issue altogether. If you get the dog that, again, up, you don't trust the dog could be lunging forward, all sorts of craziness. Don't do it, okay? Don't do any kind of drive-through trips with your dog if there's any sort of possibility that dog is going to be, you know, doing stuff. So you want the dog to be totally relaxed in the back. But again, if I'm going through a drive-through and, you know, just it's the first time, I'm going to be more aware. I'm going to be kind of looking over my shoulder a little bit, and may even do a little bit of preemptive, you know, nudging with the remote collar, a little bit of vibration if he's starting to fixate. Okay, so just as a kind of conversation, say, hey, don't even think about it, relax. You'll get your donut hole soon enough. Okay, so anyway, so again, traveling in the vehicle with dogs can be great. You know, great companionship. You go wherever you want to go, but you want to establish it the right way. You want your dog to be relaxed. Now, as for how long they stay into a down, you know, as this progresses, this is where at the end, backseat, they start to come up a little bit. You may, you know, allow that, it'd be fine. Start to look around a little bit or whatever, but it's about the intent. Okay, it's about the level of fixation, that control issue. So when the dog gets up, there should be a feeling of, or appearance of, again, based on right relationship, that they're not fixating that way. Okay, they get up, they're looking around, okay, they're fine now. I'm not going to be so much about keeping them in the down position. Now I'm going to start to back up here. He's going to feel the vehicle moving. Again, I'm just assessing here, making sure he's not popping up. Some ducks on the road behind me. Fine. And off we go. And I got the remote collar in my hand here, so I can communicate with him if I need to. I'm just going slow at first. Not going too fast here. Just take your time. Don't have to praise, you know, don't get all on just the whole thing. It's about relationship. So he knows what I want, right? So it's just about, you know, the positive is about right relationship. Just think about, you know, people get all caught up about, you know, wanting to praise their dogs and no, it's about depth of relationship, about connection. You know, I love dogs, but, you know, I'm always seeking to establish that, okay? Just like parenting. So it's about connection. That's the positive. It's about the right connection. That's the positive part. So we are gonna turn out here towards Dunkin' Donuts. Now, I'm from Canada, so my big donut place or coffee place was Tim Hortons. So I'm always hoping, I ordered Tim Hortons coffee in from different places to make it myself. So Dunkin' Donuts is like not bad. It's like a close. Oh, he's up. So let me. Hey, down. I'm gonna vibrate him. Went back into a down. Just vibration. I'm reaching around because the leash kind of fell back. So I don't have the leash right now. But again, this is why having the remote collar, being able to communicate with them that way, I'm good. Now, like I was saying, Tim Hortons for me is kind of my favorite coffee. I brew it myself. But Dunkin' Donuts is a close second. And that's where we're going here right now for some coffee. Again, still. So he's up again. So here I'm going to vibrate him. Down. Gotta keep vibrating. Just trying to be a little more stubborn there. Because that's what he's doing. Because he's been used to being up and, you know, being able to look and invest and all that stuff. So here, not going to happen. So it's a car going left. I could have made my way out, but then it'd be a little too jerky here. So I'm just kind of just don't want to. But that's what, dogs aren't stupid. You look for opportunities. Hey, Dale's talking here. I'm going to get up on my feet. So here, just encourage, because this is how you take stress off a dog. Understand, by him being in the down, same thing, jumping it down, vibrate him again. So just the constant kind of, just like a conversation. I expect that. Understand, that's something that's going to happen. You know, you have to, again, it's like having a conversation. Just keep working on what I want. I don't want you up. I don't want you looking around. I want you just to relax. So let's go into Dunkin' here. This is good. Now this is where I'm gonna just stop.